The ANC's Mokoba region in Limpopo is due to hold a special regional council today, similar to what's happened in the Mopani and Vhembe districts, which held their RGCs over the weekend. The region expected to announce its support for ANC leader President Cyril Ramaphosa's second term as national leader. But it's also anticipated an announcement of its preferred candidates for the party's top 5 provincial positions in that province will also be made ahead of the June conference. The Premier, Stan Mathabata, is being touted to take a third term as chair. Newzroom Afrika reporter Bellani Pakhadi takes us through the ANC roadmap. Bellani, good afternoon to you. Lots of politics to play with here, a lot of it around President Ramaphosa. How's this going to work? What's the map look like?
Well, I think really, Stephen, the first thing that one has to take into account is that the regional conferences that have sat during the weekend, they all said President Cyril Ramaphosa of the African National Congress should take a second term, and that is in agreement with all the regions, but they are just not in agreement at the time, Mopani and Vhembe, as to who should be the provincial chairperson of the African National Congress. Currently, Stan Mathabata is holding that position. He wants to run for a third term, and should he get his way, he also wants to run for the national chairpersonship of the African National Congress come December. So today we're expecting that Mokoba region in Polokwane will then be holding its regional conference. We understand it's currently underway, and we are also expecting that they will bring, because they are the ones who have been on the line on social media, having been putting up names there, and the names such as Stan Mathabata as the chairperson, deputy being Florence Radzilani to retain, and as well as Soviet El-Khanyani being kicked out as far as the slate is concerned, and bring in Denim Caesar, who is the current treasurer of the province, to be the secretariat, and as well as Sibanda Kekana, Naledi Sibanda Kekana, to be the treasurer of the province, Baskop Magamu to retain his position as the deputy secretary of the province. So Denim Caesar will be coming a lot in, because the issue there around him is that he has stepped aside. You and I have talked a lot about this, Stephen, about him having to step aside from ANC activities throughout the last year, and before that he stepped aside for about 2 years. So his term really he spent it having stepped aside, but still running for an official office, which is being the engine of the province, the African National Congress, in that particular stronghold of his.
I mean, how important is VBS in terms of ANC Limpopo politics? Limpopo was the province hurt most by the VBS scandal. We've got these conferences now. The president keeps talking about renewal, and yet Denim Caesar, who, let's face it, the evidence that's been made public suggests that he was involved. Surely that shows that there are going to be issues in the ANC over this.
There could be issues, quite a lot of issues, because now you're going to have a secretary that is not even in office, should he then be elected into that particular office as secretariat. And you need the secretary's office really to run the affairs of the party. The party still remains, it still has a stronghold in the province, but you do know that the region of Mokoba, Capricorn formerly, with the demarcations, is quite contested, with the likes of the EFF coming into the picture. The Patriotic Alliance is also coming into picture in areas such as Waterberg in that particular province. So you will need a strong secretariat position to come through, and if he's not there to carry out the mandate, perhaps that could be a downfall for the province. But the politics suggest that one of the reasons that you'll find Denim Caesar being there is because he is still a powerhouse. A lot of politicians in the province still rely on him as far as issues of administration is concerned, and do go to him. So in that manner, it comes through to say that he remains a strong figure, and the guys on the ground want him to continue with the work. Hence, you see them with all the social media pages saying that he should retain his position in the top 5, but be moved from treasury to secretariat, and of course that leaves Soviet El-Khanyani somewhat in the cold.
Well, I mean, it also will probably irritate the South African Communist Party. I mean, Soviet El-Khanyani comes from there, if I remember my history correctly. But there's sort of mixed messages, because on the one side, President Cyril Ramaphosa has claimed that he's the face, the voice, if you like, of ANC renewal. So this group in Limpopo support him. Yeah. And yet Denim Caesar and VBS. I mean, am I wrong to point to what looks like a contradiction?
Well, now, politically, you'll ask yourself, if ANC in Limpopo, where there's so much branches coming through to say that President Cyril Ramaphosa is toward former President Jacob Zuma in Limpopo, basically, I'm trying to say that he is what he's a president in Limpopo, and he is what KZN, the former president is in KZN, and that gives you an indication that he has a stronghold. But the question now is, will he be allowing support now from Limpopo? And if that is the case, that means then he will then agree to the slate that is being forwarded now, that Denim be the secretariat of the position, of the province, and that's where he will then be able to get his second term come through December this year.
Thanks very much indeed for that update. Important politics taking place in various places around the country.